My name is Nikki Ott, and this is my father, Bill Brewer. He didn't learn to read until much later in life, so he's going to tell you a little bit about his story. First, I want to tell you, though, that he struggled with reading his whole life and still went to university, got his teaching degree, probably reading somewhere around the third grade level, went on later to be a minister for many years. And he did that all while he struggled. So, Dad, let's start with how old are you?
I'm 78 years old.
Okay. And when did we start working together on your reading and how long?
75 years old when I started, and 76 years old was 16 months of class.
Right. So we worked together for 16 months. What was your beginning and ending reading level?
And when I was tested, I was reading on the fourth grade level, and when we got done after 16 months, I read at 11th grade, 6-month level.
Hmm. Yes, you did. So that was quite a big jump in 16 months, going from elementary all the way to high school level reading. What program did we first use?
Orton Gillingham.
We started with Orton Gillingham, and that was 10 months of that, right? So how did that go?
Yes, it didn't go well at all because it didn't make sense to me how I didn't I couldn't break down the words. I still had the problems I started with, and they weren't going away, and there had to be lessons or rules or something to correct my inability to read.
Right. So it was the rules, right? Like
Yes,
really struggle with the rules. Yeah, it was probably 8 months into that program when I realized that I started suspecting it wasn't going to work and started looking elsewhere for something easier, an easier way to learn to read. So what did we find? We did find an easier way. What was the second program?
it was phonographics.
Right. So we did that for 5 months, and then we finished up with 1 month of Ebley. So we did 6 months with those last two programs, and there's similar programs. And that was when your reading level really jumped. So how did that go?
Oh, it was great because the words made sense when you told me that I couldn't read well unless I could break down small words in words and pronounce it that way, and it went great. It made sense to me.
Right. I think the piece you were missing was how to break down words into syllables and that they were made up of sounds.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay, so let's recap. We had 10 months at Wharton Gillingham, not a lot of progress there. And then we did 6 months of phonographics and Ebley, and that's when your reading really took off. Now, you worked for 70 years, tried really hard to learn to read that whole time. How did you feel about yourself when you read at a lower level?
I was thought of myself a low esteem level of myself. I didn't think much of myself or my ability even to do anything well until I got to phonographics here, and it all made sense to me then.
Right. Now, how were you treated at school by the teachers and the children?
The very first day we went in class, the teacher, still walking to the front of the room, said, "Bill Brewer, Mary Brewer, and two other people was you sit in the back row." And so they put the rest of the people in alphabetical order. And it didn't take the students long to figure out, even in the first grade, these are the stupid people in the back of the room. They can't learn, they can't read, not capable of it. And so we were told that our whole life.
Right. So they put you in the back of the room in all your classrooms?
Every class from first grade till the 12th grade.
Wow. I can't imagine what that must do to a little kid. That'd be hard.
Yep.
Well, I can say, attest to your determination because I watched you the whole time growing up into adulthood. You never gave up. You just kept trying. You wanted to read. And all that time, did you think that you could succeed at it?
No, I was told for 12 years that I couldn't. Even my brothers and sisters that weren't, uh, didn't have problems like me and Mary did, And you could tell the way they talked down to us that it made us feel unequal, low self-esteem was reinforced. And they didn't do it on purpose. It just happened. They just got that feeling.
Hmm.
Uh,
So why didn't you ever give up? I mean, 70 years is a long time to try to succeed at something.
yeah,
Why not give up?
yeah. I didn't think I would ever be good, but uh, when I played sports, I was always good at everything I'd done, really good, and uh, I was going to be the best I could. My DNA is not to give up. Just, just not my DNA to do that.
That is true. It's a good thing too, because it worked out. Because in the end,
Yeah.
you read well now. Okay, so how do you feel now that you can read well?
Oh, I love it. I feel a lot better about myself. My self-esteem is much, much higher than it was before. I knew there was something out there. I just didn't know how to find out how to read.
Hmm. So do you enjoy reading?
I love reading. I do it twice a day. Sometime in the afternoon, like 2 hours, and in the morning, 3 or 4 hours, something like that.
Wow, that's great. I love it. Okay, well, we have not been working together for over a year and a half. So you've been on your own for a while. So what have you noticed about your reading even in the last year and a half?
It has gotten better, and I learn much quicker now than I did before, and I feel good about what I learned. It is so amazing. It is wonderful to be able to learn something and it makes sense to you.
Nice. All right, one more question. What do you hope for all the young people in school today?
Yeah, I hope and pray that these young people find out that they have issues that they need to learn and they pick it up quite well. I know we learn at different levels. Everybody's not the same, but I pray for these young people to get help much earlier in their lives. They can accomplish it. They can get better. Just you progress at different levels.
Hmm. Yep. And that's what this summit is about, is to help our teachers, parents, private instructors, anybody that's coming to learn an easier and faster way to teach our kids to read. So with that, we're going to turn it back over to Donna.